The White House has officially stated it is not interested in establishing a military base near the Gaza border. This declaration carries significant weight for U.S. foreign policy and regional stability. It signals a clear strategic posture regarding direct military involvement in the immediate vicinity of the conflict. This announcement comes amidst heightened tensions and ongoing humanitarian concerns in the Gaza Strip. The United States continues to play a critical role in diplomatic efforts and aid delivery. However, its military footprint in the area remains a subject of intense scrutiny. The statement emerged in response to speculative discussions about potential long-term security arrangements. These discussions often include various proposals for post-conflict scenarios. The U.S. position clarifies its intent regarding direct military infrastructure. Such a base would represent a substantial escalation of U.S. military presence in a highly volatile zone. The White House's stance aims to manage expectations and define the parameters of its engagement. It underscores a preference for alternative approaches to regional security. The United States maintains a robust military presence across the broader Middle East. This includes significant bases in countries like Qatar, Bahrain, and Kuwait. These facilities support various operations, including counterterrorism and regional deterrence. Naval assets are also frequently deployed in the Eastern Mediterranean and Red Sea. These deployments provide flexibility and rapid response capabilities. They are crucial for safeguarding maritime security and projecting power when necessary. However, these existing deployments are strategically located away from immediate conflict zones. They offer logistical support and operational reach without direct entanglement in localized ground conflicts. This distinction is central to the current policy. The decision not to pursue a base near Gaza is rooted in several strategic considerations. Foremost among these is the desire to avoid direct military entanglement in a complex and protracted conflict. Such a move could inadvertently draw the U.S. into direct hostilities. Maintaining operational flexibility is another key factor. A fixed base could limit the U.S.'s ability to adapt to evolving regional dynamics. It might also create a static target, increasing risks for U.S. personnel and assets. Diplomatic considerations also play a crucial role. Establishing a base could be perceived as an escalatory measure by various regional actors. It might complicate ongoing peace efforts and undermine the U.S. role as a neutral mediator. Logistical challenges associated with operating in such a densely populated and contested area are substantial. Securing supply lines and ensuring personnel safety would require immense resources. These resources might be better allocated elsewhere. Furthermore, the U.S. already possesses significant over-the-horizon capabilities. These include air power and naval assets that can be deployed rapidly. These existing capabilities reduce the perceived need for a permanent ground base in the immediate vicinity. This White House position has immediate implications for key regional players. For Israel, it signals that the U.S. will not assume direct responsibility for border security in Gaza. This places the onus squarely on Israeli defense forces and future security arrangements. Egypt, which shares a border with Gaza, will also observe this development closely. A U.S. base can have complicated Egyptian security interests and border management. The current stance likely aligns with Egypt's preference for regional stability without external military expansion. For Palestinian factions, the absence of a U.S. base might be interpreted in various ways. Some may see it as a lack of direct U.S. commitment to their security. Others might view it as an avoidance of further foreign military presence in their territory. Other regional powers, including Saudi Arabia and Jordan, will also factor this into their strategic calculations. The U.S. approach reinforces a pattern of supporting allies without necessarily establishing new, permanent ground presences in highly sensitive areas. This contributes to a broader understanding of U.S. intentions. The White House's declaration reinforces a specific direction in U.S. foreign policy. It emphasizes a preference for diplomatic solutions and humanitarian aid over direct military intervention in localized conflicts. This approach seeks to de-escalate tensions rather than contribute to militarization. It also signals a commitment to supporting allies through security assistance and intelligence sharing. This is distinct from deploying large-scale ground forces or establishing new permanent bases. The U.S. aims to empower regional partners to manage their own security challenges. Its policy stance aligns with a broader strategy of maintaining strategic flexibility globally. The U.S. seeks to avoid being bogged down in specific regional disputes. Instead, it aims to preserve its capacity to respond to diverse threats across multiple theaters. The decision also reflects an understanding of the political sensitivities involved. A U.S. base near Gaza could easily become a lightning rod for anti-American sentiment. It could also be exploited by extremist groups seeking to rally opposition. Historically, the U.S. has been cautious about establishing permanent bases in highly contested territories. Its military presence in the Middle East has often focused on strategic hubs. These hubs support broader regional security objectives rather than direct border patrols. The lessons from past engagements in Iraq and Afghanistan inform current strategic thinking. These experiences highlighted the complexities and costs of long-term ground deployments. They underscored the importance of clear objectives and exit strategies. The current approach contrasts with periods of more expansive U.S. military footprint in the region. It reflects an evolution in strategic thought, prioritizing agility and indirect support. This shift aims to achieve security goals without incurring excessive political or military liabilities. Military analysts generally view this decision as a pragmatic one. It avoids unnecessary risks and maintains U.S. strategic options. Experts suggest that direct military intervention in Gaza would likely be counterproductive to long-term peace efforts. International observers note that this stance aligns with calls for de-escalation from various global bodies. It demonstrates a commitment to a more measured and diplomatically focused approach. This could foster greater trust among non-aligned nations. The future outlook suggests continued U.S. engagement in the region through diplomatic channels and humanitarian aid. Security assistance to allies will likely remain robust. However, direct military presence near the Gaza border appears to be off the table for the foreseeable future. This policy choice will shape perceptions of U.S. commitment and intentions. It underscores a strategic pivot towards indirect influence and partnership building. The focus remains on fostering stability through non-military means where possible. The White House's unequivocal statement regarding a military base near the Gaza border is a significant policy declaration. It delineates the boundaries of U.S. military involvement in a highly sensitive area. This decision reflects a calculated strategic choice. It prioritizes diplomatic engagement, humanitarian support, and regional stability over direct military presence. This posture aims to avoid entanglement while maintaining influence. The implications will resonate across the Middle East and beyond. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay informed.